I'm going to do my best to keep this brief. Because if I know if I go into any of the bullshit that's happened, I'm going to start raging and cussing worse than a sailor. So yeah, I want to talk about, honestly, probably one of the last two Square Enix games I'm like probably ever buying, honestly. And I advise you to do the same by the end of this. I'll go into a little bit of it on why later. But when it comes down to it, I would feel disgusted with myself if I didn't review Visions of Mana. Now here's the thing. I played Trials of Mana. I did not like it. I was bored out of my mind. The only times I really felt like I was actually having fun in that game was when it was the specific character related story bits, and everything else just kind of flooded it and watered all that down. Here though, I'm not gonna lie, I actually had fun. No, really, I actually had a lot of fun. In fact, honestly, what few moments I can think of where I can find reasons to dislike the game, pretty much were all overshadowed by the moments when I was liking the game, which is a weird feeling. Because when I originally saw this game, I had heard stuff about the demo. I didn't play it myself, so I was just like, okay, let's go in with low expectations. Nope. It was pretty damn good. It was pretty damn good. Oof. Like, honestly, I know it's going to piss off a lot of people, but I don't give a shit. To me, this was a more satisfying experience from beginning to end than Final Fantasy VII Rebirth was. That's from a Final Fantasy nut job, too. Yeah. Yeah. I was more satisfied by the end of Visions of Mana than I was even close to being satisfied with the end of Rebirth. So much so, honestly, that I think if I'm given a choice between Rebirth or this for a Game of the Year, I'm going with this so far. It's still a little too early to start saying that this is definitely Game of the Year, but this is what it's looking like for now. Because Rebirth was not satisfying, really, at the end. Its gameplay was cool and all that, but when it came down to overall writing, story, the fact that it kept beating me over the head with stuff that it did not do in any way, shape, or form, I think I enjoyed this more by a lot. Especially since I left crying a little bit a couple times. Like, honestly, this thing got me good. Like, good. Like, there were a couple of times where it took me an hour to gain my chill back. I had to keep knocking myself into something saying, it's good. It's good. Nope. Like, the number of times I've had to shout to myself or chant, I'm good, was ridiculous. It got me good and I wasn't braced for it at all. Now, I'm not going to go into the spoilery stuff because, like I said, this is probably one of the last two Square Enix games I can actually say, hey, go get this, it's worth your money. It's one of the last two. Why? Simple. Because now we get to the Bobo that makes me endlessly pissed, depressed, and almost a little violent. Great. You see, the dumb motherfuckers at NetEase and Square Enix have decided the moment that this game was released to let everyone go. No, really. The day of release, they were chopped until Skeleton Crew. So this way the rest of them can be fired when this game didn't need more support. Because, why keep around people? Even though they're the ones that make all our money. Because, we're a video game industry, which means if we sell no video games, we make no money. And if we make no money, then we keep losing people. We keep losing people. We make less quality and less quantity games. This way we keep losing money, and then we keep losing money. Sorry, I can go on I have gone on a 2-hour tangent before on why this is stupid, how this is stupid, why this doesn't fix anything, why this will never fix anything, and I can legitimately do so 16 million more times, really easily, because that's how stupid this is. So here's what I'm going to just tell you right now. Frank of the matter is, this is stupid. This is counter business, counter finances, and just stupid. This is pointless. Firing people, okay? It's dumb. It is not in any way, shape, or form a fix for any of the problems that are anywhere near anything. No. This is dumb. Like, laughably dumb. I am sitting here laughing at you, Big Corpo. Good job. You're making me laugh at you. At, pointing, hunched over, red face, that. Yeah. Mm. So ignoring the fact that firing people is legitimately business suicide for these people, and they don't bother thinking through any of the consequences of their bullshit, let me just tell you right now, this is an actual freaking good-ass game. Much like the situation with Tango, this is a game where people being fired for finishing and doing their jobs is disgusting and idiotic and brain dead. The thing is that honestly, Visions of Mana has managed to make me, someone who didn't really like Trails, or was it Trials? I can't remember. Who didn't like 2 Mana games ago, okay? I didn't. I did not like it. I was bored out of my mind. Here, though, you've made a fan. You need my mom my maiden name? You need my mom my maiden name? Ah, cool. Where's the next game? Oh yeah, it's not coming. The thing is, honestly, Visions of Mana is in many ways the exact improvement that I needed from Trails of Mana, right? It really is. It is nowhere near as boring. Yes, the UI sucks dick. Let's cut the crap. The UI sucks ass. Side quests. I'd rather play an MMO. Where's my rat pelts, okay? Just no. Ugh. Hell, I feel better rewarded for going and collecting those 10 rat pelts. Ugh. Now, sure, these side quests do have a little thing where they kind of build on each other a little bit, but I don't care when my reward sucks and the quest itself sucks. When it's tedious and not very rewarding, I don't want to do it. Here's the thing. Can you play that way at all? I'm ecstatic to say yes. Yes, you can. And with no real issue at all. In fact, this game, thankfully, like I said, you don't have to do the side quests. In this game, side quests are exactly what they should be. Side quests. Non-forced shit. Off in the corner. Okay? And what's more is, if you do ignore them, there is zero punishment for it. So on top of these not being forced down my throat, there also is nothing that really forces me to have to stop for a moment, like in other games. I don't have to stop and go do some side quests to grind up some levels. Nope. All I have to do is not be an idiot. As long as I don't do that, I'm golden. I can beat pretty much really high level opponents even on easy, especially even more so. And I do, even though it's gonna seem too easy at first, I am gonna recommend starting on easy because there's enough cluster F of a UI to the point where I'd advise it, just for starting, for your first playthrough. After that, crank it up where you like it and stuff like that. Okay. I'm just glad I put it on easy because that's how bad the UI is. It took me pretty much the entire game to actually finally get a grasp on what BS it's trying to say, do, enforce, and all this crap. It was a nightmare, and like I said, took pretty much my whole time playing the game. And I didn't do any side quests. I just gunned it through the main mission line. Now, there are some moments where I feel like I probably should be a little harsher, but I just didn't feel like they really ruined the game experience. They really didn't. Like, there are times where, honestly, I just don't really like how there's only 3 party. 3? Really? Out of 5. You can only have 3? Really? Okay. Now, it does help that once you realize that there's multiple weapons for spread out across different elements, that can kind of help a little bit, and it kind of gives you into that whole thing of where you can alter your team makeup to kind of fit how you want to play, which that helps a lot. I'm not gonna lie, that helps a lot. My primary team was the character Val with Karina and Morley. My character utilizing Darkness or Earth, depending on if I wanted to be more tanky or FU take some pain. I had Karina rocking the Wind attribute because, thank you for the buffs. Hit him harder now. Bat! And then morally, just because it was nice having someone who could attack really fast, or even just outright sabotage enemies, slowing them all down, which was really nice. Now, when it comes down to it, it's... I do kind of wish there was more weapon variety, more of that, but I at least wasn't locked into a singular team setup, really. So, I'm willing to forgive on that end. This one I'm not sure where I stand on still. I don't. I find the idea cool, but I also find it a little annoying. So there's these little spire areas that, honestly, they're not marked down on the map when they're not marked down on the map, from my knowledge. I kept looking. I looked 10, 20, 40 times. Didn't find a way for them to be marked on the map. But that's not the bigger problem. The bigger problem is that, unfortunately, these things don't really unlock until pretty late into the game, because they have requirements on finding certain objects and completing certain tasks. That kind of sucks. Now, what counters that somewhat is the fact that there is a new game plus where you can take over the stuff you've got. Now, I don't know if that includes for the elemental unlocks. I don't know, and honestly, I'm not sure I care. It's just a cool thing to have, because I don't want to go into the harder modes thinking like, oh man, but I worked so hard for that stuff. Getting those back on hard mode would be hard, or anything like that. I don't want to have to think. I just want to be able to have fun. And honestly, now we get to where I need to talk the most. The difference between the critic score and user score. Now, I'm not saying critics are wrong. I'm not saying that the users are outright wrong either. I'm just saying that they do not have the same values by the end goal. Lots of the critics primarily focus on what is new, what is shiny. That's not because they're pigeons who have to be distracted every second. No. It's just that they think that's what people are going to get drawn to, so that's what they focus on, which is fair. That's a fair assumption. There are some people out there who do focus like that. They hear, oh, it has a new thing that's being done? Cool. Sign me up. Now, when it comes down to users, they're more of an enigma because it kind of depends on which type of users you wind up getting. If you get people like myself who are JRPG fans who've been playing for as long as we can breathe, as long as we exist in, well, we don't really value new things above enjoyable and functional. In fact, quite the opposite. With people like myself, we don't care if a game has 0 new things, as long as it is a joy to play. As long as it doesn't suck. If it don't suck, we'll play it. It doesn't matter if it's a decade old. It still works. It's still good. We play it. Simple as that. It's not really that complicated. In reality, we just care about the game being fun and a joy to play. We don't care about how long ago it was or any other detail, really. We don't. We had fun. We'll play it again. We'll play it more. Good luck stopping us. We'll find a way. Genuinely speaking here, though, critics want to focus on the new stuff because they think that's what's going to get people in. That's what's going to draw most people in. That's, again, not inherently wrong. But some of them, not all, let's be clear here, not all. There are some, though, who take that idea a little too far, who focus a little too heavily on the new. They may not mean to, they might not be trying to, but they accidentally focus a little too much on that. So, when it comes down to it, especially in this game, more so than any other game, I do advise kind of looking at what the user score is and what the critic score is, and kind of assuming that probably somewhere in the middle will be you. Not because it is a flawless game, let me tell you that. So, low scores are just fine. Oh no, it got flaws. It's got flaws. Oh yeah, it's got flaws. Lip syncing sucks. At least the lip syncing animation isn't a horror show like the last game was. Just skin crawling down my spine. Don't worry about it. Ultimately, when it comes down to it, I myself, cause I am such a JRPG nut job. I've been playing JRPGs since I before I could even. I've been watching even JRPGs get played since I was a toddler. That's what my pops would do. Place right in front, start playing Final Fantasy IX, and I still remember that stuff to some degree. Yeah, I still remember the waterway because of that. Yeah. Uh, I myself, because I do love this, I do have this more of a, I'm gonna say resonance. I'm gonna call it addiction. I do love games that focus more on their story and less on stuff like multiplayer. It's nothing against multiplayer. It's just I myself have always preferred a really solid or likable story, solid, likable gameplay. And if it happened to have multiplayer on top, awesome. That's kind of more or less been my view. And genuinely speaking here, I don't really feel like that has changed all that much. I still prefer games that have a solid story, have a solid gameplay, and then also have a solid multiplayer on top. This game not having a multiplayer, does that mean I'm going to drop points? No, because it was a solid experience everywhere else that it needed to be. I actually had fun. I actually enjoyed myself. To the point of where I played it for about 12 or 13 hours straight, and then finally my system was like, it's too hot here, please shut this down. So yeah. It was honestly a good time. I don't think it's a game for everyone necessarily. And honestly, that's not a bad thing. This is a game not for shooter fans. If you're someone who can only play shooters and every other game doesn't exist to you, you're probably not going to like it. But that's because you're biased and short-visioned. In reality, if you separate yourself and you look at this game from an objective standpoint even, it's still a pretty damn solid game. Not amazing, not perfect. Just damn solid. And honestly, it is far more stable than most every other AAA game being released these days. So yeah. Honestly, if you're someone who is not really a JRPG nutcase, and you're someone who just like, I like solid games, for you this game is probably going to be anywhere between 6 and 7. Alright, for you this is going to be either above average or pretty good. But for a JRPG nut, this game is a high scoring 8. I cannot give it lower because I had that much fun. I enjoyed myself. Now, if you are someone who's a Mana fan and a JRPG nut, you're probably going to say higher. I don't blame you. I can't give it that high because I'm not a Mana nut, but I don't blame you. To me, though, if you're someone who's not a big JRPG person, this is still a really cool game, and it's still one of the few Square Enix games I actually advocate buying anymore. Because I'm not going to lie to you, I'm only buying 2 more, and then I'm boycotting their ass. I am fed up with their bullshit. I am tired of it. I'm so sick of it, it almost hurts. So yeah, the last 2 games I am buying are Visions of Mana eventually. And I'm also buying Romancing Saga 2 Revenge of the Seven. Because I actually played a demo of that, really liked it, had a lot of fun, was really interested, hit all the notes I needed, saw what I needed to see to be willing to buy it. Not buy editions or some other expensive shit. No, just base stuff. Okay. Ultimately, at least for me, these are the last 2 games I'm buying from Square. I am tired of their bullshit. I am tired of their failures, which is basically them fucking up by having unrealistic and unattainable expectations for games that can never accomplish those things on any level, ever. Why is the autistic dumbass who barely got out of high school having to tell you that this is not achievable or realistic? Sorry, tangent. Headache. Ow. Here's the thing. I am just sick of their bullshit. Their failure when it comes to their big games is bullshit. It is self-made and self-inflicted by themselves with having unrealistic and unattainable expectations, and them hemorrhaging money for no reason. I'm gonna spoil something for you here. The cost to make a game has gone up. That is true. It has not gone up enough to justify even a little bit of an $80 bump in base price tagging. No. No. It has not jumped that much at all. To the point where, honestly, it gives me a minor aneurysm that some people buy that wholesale. It's right behind my eye again. It's right behind my eye again. The thing is, like I said, it has increased in price. Not that much, though. We are nowhere near the point of where base games need to cost $100. We are not anywhere close to that, by any stretch. And that's the cringiest part. In reality, the reason why these games cost so much in production isn't necessarily because of the reasons you think. It's because of piss poor management and hemorrhaging of money. That's it. That's really it. Yeah. I'm going to tell you right now, as someone who is learning more and more about game development himself, it only becomes more and more painfully obvious the deeper I go. Just how BS their whole line is. It has increased, but not like that at all. Like, honestly, the messed up part is we could legitimately go back to being $50 for a base game. And you know what? That'd be fine. No one would really be in trouble then. The real reason why this is like this is because of terrible management. Awful management. God awful leadership. And when they themselves make a fuck up, instead of accounting, dealing, accepting they done fucked up, they'd rather point the finger to their workers. And this is unacceptable. In fact, it's honestly one of the largest reasons why I myself am learning development and also have every intent of starting my own video game development group. Because fuck your bullshit, Corpo. Fuck you. None of this is necessary in order to make money or be profitable on any level. You don't need loot boxes to be profitable. Shocker, I know. Whoever could have guessed. You see, the thing is, when you're running a video game company, this is going to blow your mind. It's going to blow your mind. It's very, very, very... Ready? Come here. It's going to blow your sheet. Make a good game that functions and sell it. Oh, wait. Pretty much all of us have been saying this for decades and no one's been listening. Oh, well. That's what led to this friggin' all-out war. I can already feel my insanity start to rise to the surface again, along with my anger. I'm fine. I'm totally fine. Can you tell? Can you tell how much this has been hurting my soul yet? Because it's probably going to get worse before it gets better. I am honestly just... Do I think Oaken Studios is going to hear anything about what I'm about to say right now? Not a shot in hell. Do I need to say it for my own sanity's sake and so I don't lose my shit? Yes. Okay? You did nothing wrong. You kicked ass. You showed up, you lit the stage on fire, and did what you were supposed to do. Good job, alright? Fuck NetEase, fuck NX, alright? You did good. You kicked ass, alright? You managed to make someone who was not a fan into a fan. You did that. Not NetEase, not NX. You, the people who made the game, made them their money. You did that. Okay? And the only reason I'm even willing to buy Visions of Mana at all is because I want to ensure that you guys get the credit you deserve. And if I find out, hell or high water, if I find out that you guys aren't getting credit for your work after you got fired, I'm going to light some bitches up. Oh, hell no. Ah, hell no. If I find out you guys aren't getting your due for what you did for doing your work, oh, Square, you might want to start running like shit. Find the edge of the earth, go wherever you gotta go. Run from me. Oh, hell no. If you think you've seen me cuss up a storm, or think you've seen me mad, you will have seen nothing. You will have seen jack shat. No. In fact, honestly, if I find out that Oak is not getting paid for their work, oh, Square, if you thought my boycott was a big deal, believe me, you ain't seen shit. No, you have seen nothing. I'm fine. I'm not fuming. I can already feel the other me screaming. Okay. Hopefully, Square isn't that business suicidal, hopefully. Keyword hope. I don't even know anymore half the time with these dumbasses. But, I will say this. I'm willing to support this game because of Oka. They put in effort. They cared. They pumped out an awesome game, and they did it the right way. This is a good game first, and then makes money kind of game. The way it should always have been. The way it should be. It is frustrating, obnoxious, and an irritant that people who did their jobs well are fired. That's not acceptable. I don't care if you made Redfall. You still shouldn't have been fired for Redfall. You should have gotten a slap on the hand saying, hey, like, don't make this mistake again. But that's about it. This fiasco of firing, I think, like 25,000 people we've fired already, or more. Still climbing, even last I checked. It's not acceptable. It isn't. It's disgusting and frustrating. I know I often end this with this sentence, but I'm just going to end it with it again. Please, if you're someone out there who's wanting to do development, don't go to these scumbags, please. Go to an indie team. Go start up your own indie team. Do anything other than work for these jackasses, because all you'll do is do your best work, get fired. Over and over again. That's all that's going to happen for you. So please, do not let them ruin everything that you touch, everything that you planned, everything you intend. Don't let them ruin your morality, your dreams, your goals. Alright? Do not let them decide that you are not good enough, because that is bullshit. Factual bullshit. The most radical bullshit. No. You are worth more than they are in reality. You are worth fuck tons more than that executive asshole. Okay? The facts is you deserved fuck tons better than that. Even studios who had made a fuck up, like Redfall and so on, you deserved better. So, please, quit letting them abuse, and toss you. Please. As someone who loves video games, as someone who, despite the issues, still has kind of a soft love for game industry and what it can be, as someone who just wants to see things get better instead of getting worse, please, I'm asking of you to not allow these companies to control you anymore. Don't let them own you. Leave. Please. Does it suck that you have to leave when they were paying you so good? Fuck yeah. But the problem is that most of them aren't paying you good either. And most of them are firing you whenever it threatens an executive's pocket. That's not a good job. That's not a safe job. That's borderline as bad as working here at YouTube. It really is. You have no job security here. Just like you have no job security there. Please take care of yourselves. See you, everybody.